Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. As always, we're going to jump right into it. Today is informational, yet also a little bit of a rant. We're going to talk about assessed values, the city assessed values. I get asked often, what's the assessed value, and the problem with that question is the assessed value. It doesn't hold any ground when it comes to the market. I mean, if you think about the first thing I like to point out about assessed values, they're done typically in June, July of every year. So if we're in February, March, April, who cares about the assessed value as of half a year ago in the summer when the market has changed? And do markets change within 3, 4, 5 months? Sometimes they do. Sometimes they've been staying the same, sure. But sometimes they change rapidly, whether they're going up or going down. So a lot of times people come to me with the assessed values, whether usually they're a little too old. Right now they're a little too high. Traditionally they've been below market value. Right now they're high, and when I give them their actual market value, they're shocked that it's below assessed. And I try to explain to them, hey, look, the assessed value again, it was in July, and we are at this month now. It was 6 months ago, it was 5 months ago, 8 months ago, whatever the case may be. It's so far removed that price is just so irrelevant. They don't take into account what floor the view changes if you're in a condo. They don't know sometimes if you've done a major rental. So there's so many things they don't actually know when it comes to the city assessments, and they're just pumping these out. There's so many that they have to do. They're not spending an intricate amount of time on each one like you would to actually put together a market assessment for a home. So that's the biggest things. Condos versus homes, I find condo ones are a little, the land value on a home, sometimes they do get, a little more accurate. But again, if they don't know what's happened inside the house, well, then they can't actually predict it. That's why you have to reach out and find out what's actually selling in the market. A couple things I always point out, whenever I'm in negotiations, whether I'm representing the seller or the buyer, and someone, the other side, whether it's the agent or, if they're representing themselves, comes back to me and says, well, we're countering you at this price because this is our assessed value. At that point, to me, I know that they've lost negotiations in my mind, and I know that we have the edge, because if that's their only thing that they're going off, and I'm sending them all these other market comparables that have sold, active, expired, whatever the case may be, and they're coming to me with the assessed value, I love it, because I know I've won at that point and I can prove them so wrong. If it's a seller, I'm higher. If it's a buyer, obviously I'm trying to get lower. And if I can show that and they've only got assessed value to go off, well, then there you go. I've won the negotiation. Really, to sum it all up, the best way I can point out how inaccurate the assessed values is, I've done this maybe 5 to 6 times in my career. Typically people don't want their assessed values to come down, but many times I've gotten a call from clients and they said, hey, my assessed value seems really high. I'm not moving. I'm paying all these extra taxes. What do you think? The biggest story I've got is I sent 2 emails to the city. The way I found out they had priced this condo was so insane to me. It made no sense whatsoever. I was able to change the value of the home on the assessed value by $500,000 in 2 emails. And then they switched it almost instantly once we proved our case. So if you didn't listen to anything else, just know that you can change assessed values so easily, whether they're going up, going down, just by showing market comparables, because they truly don't look at them. They take percentages. What did the market go up? What did the market go down? What did we have it at last year? That's so inaccurate. It drives me absolutely crazy, but hopefully that last little story helps you understand how important they are and how inaccurate they are really when it comes to it. At the end of the day, don't even look at your assessed value unless you're trying to get your taxes down. Then you can probably get the price lowered if you want. Thanks again for tuning in today, everyone. Do feel free to like and subscribe below. Also, if you have topics or questions that you'd like covered on these videos, please send them to us. We want to keep this as relevant as possible for you, so any questions you have, topics you want covered, we will put it up within a week if you do send us that note. Hit us up on all of our social media. We've got Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. Send us anything on there. We will have the video up within 7 days. Thanks, guys.